So you don't get all this on the audio. This is Michael Gervais with Michelangelos Services Inc. It is February 24th, 2026. We are performing a video waste line running back in toward the house and a video sewer line running away from the house inspection. And we are located at 324 and a half Chestnut Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90042. We're going to begin running through. We opened up the clean out. It was a little difficult to get the plug out. It was kind of cemented in. But we got it all open and everything's working. This is the side of the house going toward the backyard. That's the kitchen area. And this is our clean out, 4-inch ABS plastic clean out. We're going to run down toward we'll run toward the house first. See if we can get our camera manipulated to go in and run. Okay, we're running back in. We got a very large offset right there. Got a shift in the pipe where you can see the whole face of the pipe. It's the cast iron. We're going to try and see if we can jump that area and get the camera in there. So cast iron waistline. Wants to turn around on us. So we're going to pause for a moment. We're going to try and get something and see if we can kind of raise that up and see if we can get it to go in there. So we're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we tried to go up the line and we weren't able to. We're going to probably have to get on the roof to try and take a look at the cast iron waistline under the house. Now we're going to zero out our camera monitor, get a good accurate reading, and start running toward the street or toward the easement, whichever way this goes. Let's see what we got. Go. We're going out, we're making a turn, and we have ABS plastic. We transition right away to vitreous clay. Have a lot of sewer gases swirling in the line. We're going to get our locator here in just a second and just try and see which way we're going so we know. So we're going to pause for one moment. Okay, going to continue to run out. Take a look at this joint. It appears that we have a crack. We have a crack inside that joint. This is the face of the joint, and that's the crack, that other line. We've got a crack in the joint. We don't have any root intrusion or anything. And cracks are not good to have, but at least if it's not cracked with a lot of root intrusion, it's better, but still eventually that'll probably have to be fixed. Pause for a moment. Okay, we've got a crack in the face of that pipe on the left-hand side. It's not broken to a point where it's unusable, but it's got a crack. And that joint as well, just in the face of it, it's got a crack, appears to be all the way around the hub, or the pipe where it goes into the hub. And continue to push out. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. A little bit of a crack as well there. Back about an inch from the face of the pipe. A lot of that is due to earth movement. We get cracks in the piping. We don't have any root intrusion at this time, but we do have the cracks. A little bit of roots growing in there up toward the top, about the 9 or 10 o'clock area. Small root intrusion. Same thing in this joint. A little crack going around the pipe. Now we go underwater. We got a belly in this area, a little flat spot. You can see it's holding water back. My camera is only about 1 inch in diameter, so when we go into water like this, it doesn't have to be a whole lot of water just sitting at the bottom, but it's got a flat spot, and part of it might be dammed up because we have some debris as well holding it back. A little bit of debris here. And that happens quite often with low flow toilets, because we use the toilet, we flush it, and it doesn't go too far because very small amount of water. Looks like it's draining out. Something attached to the camera lens there, we're dragging it with us. A little debris again in there. Continue to push out. Haven't seen any major breaks at this time. Again, we've got a little bit of standing water. It's kind of flat. We've got a long distance, it looks like. We're going out toward the front, so the grade might not be as good as we would like it. Looks like we got a little crack inside the face of that pipe. We see these cracks quite often. We're going to pause at the next joint. We're just going to locate this and see where we are. Got a little bit of an offset in that joint right now. We're going to kind of hit the face of that joint as we're going into it, because it is offset probably maybe about a 1/2 inch. So we're going to pause for a moment. We're going to locate this area. Okay, we've located this area at about 2 foot 4 inches deep. We're going to let the water subside for a moment. Okay, we marked that area at 2 foot 4 inches deep along the fence line, the outside fence line to this property. A little tiny offset here, another major. Tried to run some water and clear this line a little bit so we could see a little bit better. Another small offset, but not terrible at all. Holding a tiny bit of water right there, a little bit flat. Got some debris in there too. This line probably could use to be hydrojetted, just cleaned out a little bit. It's got some buildup. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. And now it looks like we're coming to a transition right here. Making a turn. Making a turn, and we're going to go out just a little bit. I think that this is probably on a common line, more than likely. That was probably a transition to one of the other houses. There's no reason for a transition there. So we're going to go ahead and locate this area and just see where we're at. We're going to pause. We're going to put our locator on and pause for a moment. Okay, we're going to shut off our locator. We located this area, and we marked it with an orange flag, about 2 foot 7 inches deep. We're going to continue to push out now. Just want to see if we have another tie-in connection up ahead of us from one of the other houses. Joint. And we have another tie-in connection on the right. So right here, that's the tie-in connection. So we do have another tie-in connection from another house. Yep, that's a tie-in fitting, probably a Y. We're going to pause at that point. Okay, we're going to continue to run out. So that's another Y fitting, that's another connection. Then we have some water in the line here. We've got a little belly, it looks like. The joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. The joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Another joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Another joint. Another joint there. Appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Another joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Got a little bit of buildup on it, so I can't see the entire joint great, but 90% of it looks to be in fair and maintainable condition. Have to be cleaned probably to see the whole joint. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Hard to push out at this point. I'm going to try and just push out as far as I can, and then we'll take a look on the way back. Around 130 feet. So far, when I can see the line appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Little tiny gully there again. Holding a little water. Holding some water here. And then we'll come out of it. You're going to get dips and gullies in these lines, especially as long as they are. Another little flat spot. Then we come out of it. A little bit flatter, I think, as we get out further. About 150 feet. I'm going to try and push out a little further if we can. Take a deep breath. Another joint. Hitting a little bit of an offset at 170 feet. Minor little offset, but more as far as we're out. We're going to try again. $170 is probably about as far as we're going to be able to push out with this camera. We're going to try and locate this area. We're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we located this area toward the front house on the left-hand side as you're entering the driveway from the street. This was at about 4 foot 1 inches deep. We're running some water. We're going to try and run water and clean off the camera lens and try and push out the rest the way that we can, and then we'll pull back all the way. We're almost out about 170 feet now. I don't know how much more we could push out. And let this run for a moment. Pause for a moment. Okay, we got the water running pretty good. We're going to continue to try to push out. See if we can get the camera out any further. We're at 169. Pull back a little and get it tight. There we go. Offset right there a little bit. Try and jump it if we can. 195 that wants to stop us. It won't jump. Can't get past 195. Yeah, we're hitting the face of it. It's got to shift to a little offset. And being out that far, I can't make it bounce or jump. Okay, I'm going to shut the water off.
But I guess if you're going to pay for the street, I would think everybody is doing it. I don't think that's just your
right.
parties at our houses.
Especially all those inlets that come in.
Yeah.
Pause. Okay, we're going to begin pulling back now, and we still got some water running, but we also, well, there's flat spots, so it's not so much running. A little flat spot right here, and we were way out toward the end of the driveway. And I'll call it out if I see something. If I see a joint that looks bad, I'll call it out. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going because right now, all the joints that I can see look to be in fair and maintainable condition. As I said, if I see something bad, then I will call it out and we'll mark it. About 180 feet. Like I said, we got a little flat spot in areas, and you see a little buildup in the pipe. It really wouldn't hurt to hydrojet the pipe, hydrojet the whole sewer line, and get it cleaned out a little bit. And they may be doing that periodically. Probably should do that at least every couple years. All the way from the back, all the way to the city sewer. Most of these joints all look to be in pretty decent condition. Don't see anything real major. That one's got a crack inside it. You can see two lines up toward the top, and we're in a flat spot, so it makes it kind of hard to see. Makes it a little difficult to see because we're in a flat spot. Maybe I pull back a little bit more, you can see it. There's one ring inside the other, and one's a crack. And that's a tie-in to another house. Another flat spot. We have a joint just past it. As I said, we're underwater, but that might be only 3/4 of an inch of water in a 4-inch line. And maybe not even that much. It all depends. If we've got debris covering the lens a little bit too. looked at all these joints on the way out. Then we ran a lot of water. We're just going to pull back. We'll still slow down at the joints and take a look. We don't see anything in the piping, no breaks or anything else. Generally, you don't have breaks in vitreous clay unless you have major root intrusion and they really break the pipe. We haven't seen any of that here. Another flat spot. We got another inlet. That's another tie into a house there. So this is on a common line. That's our turn. That was our turn going out, I believe. Yeah, we make the turn there. It's kind of hard to see, but we do make a turn there. That's where we started going out toward the fence area of the property along the driveway. Underwater a little bit there, another flat spot. Got a little bit of debris on the camera lens, get a little smudge. These lengths of piping appear to be 4-foot sections. Some places we have 3-foot sections. Making another little turn. Coming back toward the house. We're almost coming back toward the clean out now. Oops, careful. Pulling up and out of our clean out. Now we're going to relocate our camera equipment to the roof and take a look. See what that waistline looks like out to the clean out area. I'll pause for a moment. Okay, we're up on the roof. We're up on the roof and we're going to run through this 3-inch vent stack. That's the front of the property. We'll set our camera right at the opening, zero out our camera monitor. And this is the going down into the waistline. We don't have any other vent stacks on the roof. So the lavatory sink tub and the kitchen sink all tie into the wall. You can see tie-ins, there's 2 of them right there, one on the right, one on the left. Got quite a bit of buildup in the cast iron vent line and cast iron drain line, excuse me. Got another opening, I believe, at the top. Can't see it for sure. It just might be paper stuck to it, possibly. It doesn't look terrible, but it could use being cleaned and scrubbed. Can't really see the condition without having it clean, but it appears to all be intact from what we can see. We didn't drop into any holes. It's dark at the bottom. That's where the water runs all the time, and it erodes the buildup. Where you can see the buildup on the sides, which is very common. So you see the buildup on the sides. Now when you pull back, the bottom area is black. That's the piping. If there were holes in it, we drop right through with the camera. And we're pulling back. You can see it better on the way out. We've got a lot more debris on the camera now, but don't see any major breaks or anything else. We're going to just run some water just for a moment. So we're going to pause for a moment. We have someone turning the water on right now. So we're going to have a little rush of water from the bathtub. And then we can clean off the camera lens. Hopefully we get a pretty decent picture out of it. And then we'll just take a look at the line again. We didn't see anything. We didn't see any cracks, any big holes or anything like that in the waistline. Looks like the tub is going straight down. So we're going to try and run. We're going to flush the toilet. I get you to flush the toilet about 2-3 times. The tub goes straight down into the clean out. So it'll be easier to flush that. I'll rinse it off real quick and see what it looks like. Thank you. So we're right at the top of the drain line now, right where the toilet's going to come in. So the toilet will come in behind us, so we should get a good rush of water right here when it's flushed. There we go. Rinse our camera off. Try and rinse that waistline out a little bit with the camera. And then we'll drop down into the sewer. Now we're into the sewer. Now we're going to pull back. There's the cast iron. We got a good clear shot of the cast iron. So we're going to pause right here for a moment. Okay, we are at the clean out outside. And this is the edge of the cast iron waistline. You've got some buildup, got some corrosion in the line. We've got paper just stuck at the top, water dripping down from it. The bottom is all black. That's just where the water runs, and the rest of it's corrosion and buildup. The line could really use to be clean, just maybe hydrojetted and scrubbed a little bit, and probably get a whole lot more years out of it. The cast iron from this period of time when this was put in was a whole lot better than what's made now or what has been made in the last 30 years. That will conclude our video waistline and sewer line inspection. Thank you.